The universe is too big to be empty, isn't it? Look up. On a clear night, the sky seems filled with countless stars. Beautiful, silent, infinite. For thousands of years, our ancestors wondered whether someone else might be looking back. Today, we know far more about the universe than they ever could. And strangely, the mystery has only grown deeper. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, contains hundreds of billions of stars. Many of those stars have planets. Over the past few decades, astronomers have confirmed thousands of worlds beyond our solar system. Some are giant gas planets. Others are frozen worlds. Some orbit so close to their stars that their surfaces glow like molten lava. And a few appear to lie within the so-called habitable zone, where temperatures could allow liquid water to exist. Water, the essential ingredient for life as we know it. If our galaxy alone contains hundreds of billions of stars, how many potentially habitable planets might exist? Millions? Hundreds of millions? Even billions? Now expand your imagination. The observable universe contains not one galaxy, but hundreds of billions of galaxies, each one filled with its own stars, its own planets, its own possibilities. The numbers become almost impossible to comprehend. There are likely more stars in the observable universe than grains of sand on every beach on Earth combined. With numbers this enormous, many scientists have asked a simple question. If life emerged here, why wouldn't it emerge elsewhere? This idea inspired astronomer Frank Drake to propose a famous equation, not to calculate exactly how many alien civilizations exist, but to estimate how many might be capable of communicating. The equation considers many factors: how often stars form, how many have planets, how many of those planets might support life, how often intelligent life evolves, and how long technological civilizations survive. No one knows the correct values, but even cautious estimates suggest we should not be alone. Then came one lunch conversation that changed everything. In 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi asked a question so simple that scientists are still trying to answer it today. He looked at the immense size of the universe, the staggering number of stars, and simply asked, "Where is everybody?" If intelligent civilizations are common, why haven't we found any evidence? No unmistakable radio signals, no alien spacecraft, no confirmed megastructures, no visitors. Only silence. A silence so profound that it became one of the greatest scientific mysteries of all time. Today, it has a name: the Fermi Paradox, a universe that appears large enough for countless civilizations, yet remains astonishingly quiet. But perhaps the silence doesn't mean that nobody is out there. Perhaps it means we're asking the wrong question. To be continued. The great silence. The universe should be alive. At least, that's what the numbers suggest. Billions of stars, billions of planets, billions of opportunities for life to emerge. So why, after decades of searching, have we found Nothing? This mystery has become known as the Great Silence. Since the 1960s, scientists have pointed enormous radio telescopes toward the stars, listening, waiting, hoping. Projects like SETI have spent decades searching for artificial radio signals, signals that nature alone could not produce. So far, no confirmed message has ever been received. The silence continues. But perhaps advanced civilizations no longer communicate using radio waves. After all, our own civilization is already moving beyond traditional radio technology. Maybe we're listening for the wrong signal. Today, astronomers search for something different. Not messages, but techno-signatures. Evidence that technology itself has altered a distant world. A planet glowing unnaturally at night. Atmospheric chemicals impossible to explain naturally. Gigantic engineering projects built around stars. One of the most famous ideas is the Dyson sphere. In 1960, physicist Freeman Dyson proposed an extraordinary possibility. A sufficiently advanced civilization might surround its star with enormous structures, capturing much of its energy. Such a civilization wouldn't simply use the energy falling onto a planet. It would harness the power of an entire star. This idea contacts to another remarkable concept, the Kardashev Scale. Astronomer Nikolai Kardashev suggested that civilizations could be classified by how much energy they control. A Type 1 civilization uses the energy of its home planet. A Type 2 civilization controls the energy output of its star. A Type 3 civilization commands the energy of an entire galaxy. Humanity has not yet reached Type 1. We are still a young civilization, taking our first technological steps on a small rocky planet orbiting an ordinary star. Then comes perhaps the most unsettling explanation of all, the Great Filter. What if intelligent civilizations almost always disappear before they become truly advanced? Perhaps life itself is incredibly rare. Or perhaps complex life almost never evolves. Maybe intelligence is uncommon. Or maybe technology eventually becomes a civilization's greatest threat. Climate collapse, global war, artificial intelligence, engineered pandemics, resource depletion. There may be countless ways for a civilization to destroy itself. If the Great Filter lies behind us, then humanity is extraordinarily lucky. But if it lies ahead of us, our greatest challenge may still be waiting. Meanwhile, new observatories continue exploring the cosmos. The James Webb Space Telescope is analyzing the atmospheres of distant exoplanets, searching for chemical fingerprints that could reveal biological activity, or perhaps something even more extraordinary. Every year, our instruments become more sensitive. Every year, we discover new worlds. Every year, the universe grows larger, and the silence grows deeper. But perhaps silence doesn't mean emptiness. Perhaps advanced civilizations communicate in ways we have not yet imagined. Or perhaps they are choosing not to answer. And that possibility may be even more mysterious than being alone. To be continued. What if we are the first or the last? Imagine that somewhere far beyond the stars, another civilization exists. They look toward the night sky just as we do. They wonder whether they are alone. And perhaps they have never found us either. It is possible that the universe is filled with life, yet separated by distances so vast that no civilization ever meets another. Even traveling at the speed of light, crossing our galaxy, would take around 100,000 years. The universe is unimaginably large. Perhaps it is simply too large for neighbors to ever become friends. But there are even stranger possibilities. Some scientists have proposed the zoo hypothesis. Imagine visiting a protected wildlife reserve. You observe the animals, but you do not interfere. Not because they are unimportant, but because they must develop naturally. What if an advanced civilization views Earth the same way? Watching, learning, waiting, never making direct contact. Others suggest something far darker, the dark forest hypothesis. Imagine walking alone through a dark forest at night. You hear another sound. Do you call out or remain silent? In this idea, every technological civilization stays quiet, because revealing its location could attract something far more powerful. In a universe where survival is uncertain, silence might be the safest strategy. No one knows whether this is true, but it reminds us how little we understand about intelligence beyond Earth. Then comes another extraordinary possibility. What if there are no ancient civilizations? What if humanity is among the first? The universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old. That sounds ancient, yet many stars, including our own sun, formed relatively late. Some scientists argue the best era for life may still lie billions of years in the future. Perhaps intelligence is only beginning to emerge across the cosmos. If that's true, then humanity may not be arriving late. We may be early, very early. And with that possibility comes enormous responsibility. Every telescope we build, every spacecraft we launch, every scientific discovery we make is another small step into a universe that has not yet revealed its greatest secrets. Perhaps one day we will detect a signal, a faint pattern crossing the darkness between the stars. Perhaps we will discover microbial life beneath the frozen ice of Europa or in the ancient rocks of Mars. Or perhaps the first evidence of another civilization will come from a distant planet whose atmosphere carries the unmistakable signature of technology. Until then, the silence continues. But silence is not evidence of absence. It is simply evidence that our search has only just begun. Carl Sagan once said, "Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known." Perhaps that incredible discovery is not only another civilization. Perhaps it is the realization that life itself is one of the rarest and most precious phenomena in the entire universe. And maybe the greatest question is not, are we alone? Perhaps the greater question is, if we are not alone, are we ready to meet the universe? Because somewhere, beyond the stars, another civilization may be asking the very same question.